Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to render this French style living room. This is our final rendering. This is our DeFi preview. Before I redo the rendering, I want to show you all the lights I'm using. First, we have the HDR ambient lighting. And our main light source will be from this window. And I'm using two rectangular lights to create the main light. Also, we have rectangular light for each windows here. For the interior lighting, we just have spotlights above the furniture. And also, we have this emissive material. Now let's start from scratch. The first thing we need to do is start DeFi render. Create new project. And create new scene. And save. Let's zoom out to check the default environment. This is the default environment. Let's delete the terrain. And go back to the view. Now I want to use the custom HDR. Let's go to custom and use this Pure Studio 6 and then update. The next step is to create some rectangular lights outside our windows. Let's rotate the light and put it outside the window. And then we can resize, just to make this rectangular bigger than our window. Let's go back to the view. As we can see right now, the lights can only reach here. We want to increase the radius so the lights can go all the way to here. Let's go to radius and maximize this value. Let's update the scene. It's too bright now. Let's turn off the auto exposure. Lower this value. And update. Now we want to copy this light inside our window. Make it smaller. And select the lights and turn off visible in reflection. Also this one. Let's do the same for the rest of the window, but we will just need one rectangular light for those windows, because our main light source will be from this window. Resize the window. Rotate. And turn off the visible in reflection and copy. and then copy another one. And then go back to the view. It's time to create some interior lights. We will create multiple spotlights above our furniture. So let's create a spotlight first. Let's decrease the intensity. And go to the top view. And change to wireframe. And move this to the top of the furniture. And then copy one more for another chair. And copy another one above the sofa. And one for each chair. And one for the table. And another one from this couch. We can group all those lights together so we can adjust their property. Go back to the view. And change the color temperature to a warm color. It's too bright now, we can decrease the intensity to 20. And then we will turn on this material to emissive. Use emissive and change the color temperature and intensity. Change to a warm color. Now we need to create sunlight. Go to environment and turn on the sun. And increase the sun radius. And change its direction. Right now the background image is blocking our sunlight, so we need to select the background image first. And turn on invisible in ray tracing so the sunlight can pass through this background image. Go back to the view. Now we can adjust the sun. Change to a lower altitude. And then rotate the sun. Update so it will save all those changes. Go to Effect and adjust the exposure. And then suppress the highlight. So the brightest part in our image will be darker. And also change the shadow exposure. So the darkest part of our image will be brighter. And then change the contrast. Also adjust the white balance. It's too yellowish. We want to decrease this value. Much better. Also, we want to adjust the tint. If we go to the left side, it will be green. Right side is pink. Just give it a little, like this. And then I want to use a LUT. Go to Custom and select this clear. You can download the LUTs from my Patreon and change its intensity to a lower value. And adjust the exposure. Right now the sunlight is a little too strong. Let's go to environment and lower its value. Okay, this is much better. And update to save all the changes. Now I want to adjust the camera. Select 2-point perspective and change its aspect ratio to 16:9. Change the mode to fly mode and movement speed to 1 and adjust the camera. And update the scene. It's time to adjust materials. Select the ceiling and change its roughness to 1. This will be paint material. And also we need to turn on the limit color bleeding. Let's do the same for this frame. Limit color bleeding and change its roughness to 1. Select the fireplace and change its roughness to 1. Select the carpet and change its roughness to 1. For the carpet, I will just use the default normal map and increase its value to like 0.2. Select the chair cushion and change its roughness to 1. And we want to use a normal map for this cushion. Let's go to fabric and use 10. And increase the intensity to 1 so we can see the effect. It's too big now, let's reduce the size. Go to individual UV and change the stretch to 2 so it's smaller. And select the couch and change its roughness to 1. And also select this cloth, change its roughness to 1. It's too dark now, let's change its base color and increase the brightness. As for the floor material, I will just leave it as it is now. Select the mirror, change its metallic to 1 and roughness to 0. Also change its base color to pure white. This will be our mirror. Select the cushion for this chair and change its roughness to 1. Select the curtains and change its roughness to 1. Select this material and change to metallic and roughness to 0. And select the light fabric and change its roughness to 1. Also do the same for this one. Let's increase its base color brightness. We have many black material in this scene, but they are just too dark. We don't want any pure black, so we will just increase their brightness. So let's do it. Select this one and increase its brightness. Select window frame, increase its brightness. Select chair legs and increase its brightness. And this one. Select this closet and increase its brightness. and change its roughness to 0.2. Select this black material and change its brightness. Select the light and change its roughness to 0. Select the vase and change its roughness to 0. Select this one and change its roughness to 0. And select candles and change its roughness to 0. Select the glass and change its opacity to 0 and base color to pure white. Also do the same for the window glass and change its opacity to 0 and base color to pure white. Go back to the view. Select curtain handles and change its brightness. Select flowers and change its material templates to foliage. Select this vase and change its brightness. Select the sculpture and change its roughness to 0. Let's adjust the exposure one more time. Update the scene. I want to replace this curtain material. So let's go to Define Render Material. Select curtain 3. Right now the carpet is a little too bright. We can lower its value. Make it darker. The background image is too bright. Let's lower its value. And then we can export. Select 4K. This is our final rendering. If you want, you can fine-tune the material. You can download the SketchUp model, HDR, and LUT from my Patreon. That's all for today. I see you next time. Goodbye.